Hey guys, Rusty here. I'm just getting ready for an archery hunt tomorrow. Finally off school, week's at an end. So we're gonna go up and see if we can kill an elk or possibly a deer. I know there's some in that area too. So yeah, I'm just gonna film the intro here so I'm not talking and spooking a bunch of elk and deer in the morning. So yeah. I don't know, I can't tell. Here, we can get him, quick. Driving down the road to get to our next hunting spot and saw this bluegrass come across the road and took a couple shots, but I got him.
Got a small black bear drinking at a watering hole right here. I wasn't there this day, I had to go to school, but my dad was filming, and unfortunately this is a small black bear, so he didn't want to shoot it. I would have shot it, but not him. Yep, it was this bear's lucky day. He wasn't paying much attention. He kept standing up and swatting at that tree, and the grass was so thick that my dad could have easily crawled into range and shot him if he wanted to, but he didn't. Here's where that bear was standing. You can see his tracks in the mud. Right here we got a small group of mule deer drinking out of the watering hole we hunted most of this archery season. It was 2 forkhorns and a couple does. I wasn't here this day once again. I was at school. My dad was just sitting there waiting for elk to come in, and he didn't want to shoot this small deer with his bow. He was gonna wait to shoot a big one with his rifle, so oh well. If I was there, I would have definitely taken one of these. This is my first year archery hunting, so I wasn't gonna be too picky. And this would have been a pretty easy shot, 40 yards, so oh well, I guess. So as I'm sure you've gathered by now, this wasn't all taken in one weekend, kind of like the intro implied, but it was just little clips that we took throughout all of the archery season and put together into one video, so that's why I was here for some pieces and gone for others. So let's get back to the hunt. So as you just heard, there's a herd of elk up higher on the mountain with a good bull in it that was bugling like crazy. So we were hoping they were going to come down to the water, which they did. So just off to the left-hand side of the screen, there's a little clearing, and there's going to be a calf elk that walks through it. There she is. And it's going to walk along, and if you follow its path, it's going to go past that big bare tree. Okay, it's about to cross it. And there she is. And it's gonna get a drink right there. And that's where most of the elk are gonna be in this video. In a little bit, I turn the camera and it focuses on that, so you'll be able to see it a little easier. So I think there was probably 7 elk in this herd. You might not see them all because some of them stayed back in the trees a little ways. But there's another elk that just comes through. So the issue is I got several opportunities here. There, I just moved the camera. But I got several opportunities to shoot a cow or a calf, which I would have been willing to do. The only issue was that since I knew there was a bull in the area and with this herd, I couldn't bring myself to shoot it or a cow because I was hoping the bull would come down to drink and I could get a shot. Unfortunately, he stayed up on the hill. Instead of coming down, he must have known something was up. But that's just sometimes how it is. The bulls are just unwilling to come down. But okay, so the big bare tree that the elk are just to the right of, if you follow it all the way up to the top of the screen,
and look right, almost all the way to the top of the screen, then you're gonna see an elk standing there, and that's the bull. It was a good 6 point. And these elk were they were a little spooky. I'm not sure, they must have known something was up. So the elk are getting ready to leave the watering hole. You can see that there's a group of 4 cows that leave and head to the left, and I didn't see them again. They headed up the mountain. And the whole time the bull had been hanging out up on the hill at 70, 80 yards. And I was just hoping the whole time, thinking, please just come 20 yards closer. And right here, he crosses through right there. And that was a 50-yard shot, but I wasn't ready for him to come through. I didn't think that was him. I thought it was another cow, but by the time I realized it was the bull, it was too late for me to cow call and stop him. So that was kind of disappointing. And I thought that was the end of it, but then I heard my dad draw his bow back, and turns out that bull had stopped in front of him at 71 yards in a clearing that I couldn't see. He's just sitting on to the left of me on the other side of a tree. But it was kind of windy. He didn't feel super comfortable with the shot. He has practiced for 70 yards, but just with the conditions, he didn't feel like he wanted to take that shot. So this was the end of our archery season. We saw a lot of animals, had some really cool experiences, and had a good time. Never ended up getting a deer or an elk, but it was still a great time, and I'm glad I could share it with you guys. Thanks for watching.